Say your.
Your.
Yeah.
What's good, boys?
Popping.
Good day, Good Noodles family. This is your boy Willie Knight, first of his name, alongside my brothers Isaac, Adam, and Mel. My brothers from another mother, but don't let Janine tell it. I love you, Ma. Before we get started, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in to episode 1 and 2. I think for episode 1, we had like 100 views in the first 24 hours. So we really, really appreciate everybody showing love, giving their feedback, hitting us up, letting us know if they thought it was trash, if they thought it was great, if they thought it was funny. We really do appreciate all of that feedback. So please accept this from the bottom of our hearts. We really do thank everybody for tuning in. Hope you guys keep tuning in and sharing and talking about it with your friends and family and coworkers and whatever it is, and getting the word out about the Good Noodles podcast. We as the Good Noodles really appreciate it. We received some positive feedback. Not all of it was peaches and cream, though. And all I'm gonna say is it should have been Mel, Lord. Some people were not very happy with our sex is not a gift segment. I think Adam really stirred the pot with that one. And I just want to say, we didn't mean, or we were not saying don't have sex on special occasions. That's not what the fuck.
No, that's not what we were saying at all. We were just saying that.
We're saying at all. So I don't want nobody being petty on somebody's birthday talking about, yeah, well, y'all said it's not a gift or whatever. And
now we getting cussed.
We're saying that's just not the only thing you bring to the table.
It shouldn't be the only gift you get, is what
right.
That's all we were getting across. Some people were not pleased with our GOAT talk that we had with Mr. Pierre Griffin. Some people felt left out because we didn't talk about soccer players. And all I'm gonna say is I don't fucking watch soccer, but I don't have to watch it to know that Messi and Ronaldo and Beckham are one of the greatest, or some of the greatest athletes. They just not in my top 3. Like, don't be mad. I just appreciate that you watching anyway and took the time to at least know that. So we appreciate
that. I got yelled at by an Argentinian person in my life about that.
Yep. Yeah, I got some Guatemalan fire in my ear.
Come with some heat.
Yeah. Let's see who else did we see named? I know I spoke about it on the Abstract Debaters page. What other names did y'all see that we didn't bring up? I know I saw Wayne Gretzky. I saw Tiger in there. I saw a lot of Serena.
Yeah, and then
boxing. I was about to say Serena.
We mentioned boxing.
I mentioned Serena, so
we're
good on that.
Yeah, we mentioned
Serena. You mentioned Layla Ali.
No, Lisa Leslie. One mentioned, yeah.
Lisa Leslie.
Her. That's a fact.
Tyson. People threw Tyson on the list.
Tyson, he's on my list, right?
No, you didn't put him on the list.
Nah, you put him on honorable mention.
But we just want the fans to know it's not. Obviously, the list is not set in stone. These are just our opinions. Right. We did a top 3. There's definitely honorable mentions that we might have edited out, or just it didn't make the episode, or we just forgot. It happened. But we appreciate everybody's feedback. The last thing was the Selena talk. So I understand why some people are very passionate about it. Selena's family is actually some of the main people running it. So there's reasons why a lot of that is the way it is. Like, her lip syncing is a little off, but that's because her family was saying, well, Selena's lip syncing was a little off. So it is what it is. These are just opinions. We appreciate everybody listening, but please continue to give your feedback. Tell us that we sound full of shit, all of that. We appreciate it. Whether it's good or bad, we appreciate it. So please keep watching. We hope you keep watching, and we look forward to talking about today's very sensitive subjects. Mel, what we got for hot topics, bro?
All right, so for hot topic, we're going to talk about the Vanessa Bryant situation that she got going on with her mother. Before we get into that, RIP to Kobe Bean Bryant, my dog.
My dog.
Going way too soon, one of my favorite basketball players. He's in my top 3. But we're gonna get into this, and I'm gonna read off a little something real quick.
Don't get me started on that top 3, but okay.
So in a statement that Ms. Bryant put out, she said that her and her husband allowed her mother to live with them for free on one of their properties in Tony Newport Beach, right? So there was never a promise or anything like that to the actual mom as far as her like watching over the kids and being an additional guardian to the kids while they live their busy lives. So on the passing of Kobe Bryant, the moms had stated that he had promised her that he would always take care of her long term, for life, all that good stuff, right? So with him passing, I guess she probably assumed that promise wouldn't be kept now, at least from her daughter's perspective. So her daughter inherited, $6 million worth of, property and all that good stuff and investments and everything. So I guess with the $600, she felt that it was okay for her to try to extort her daughter, as Ms. Bryant stated that her mom is, out to extort her. So what she claims is that she deserves $96 an hour for 12 hours a day for 18 years. And if we do the math on that, it's about 7.5 million or a little more that she feels she's entitled to. So now, do we agree or do we disagree that she's entitled to that money?
I'm sorry, them numbers kind of threw me off, but I'm gonna start off by saying this. She benefited from the fact that her daughter was married to a mega athlete. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, Vanessa Bryant within her own didn't contribute to, Kobe's success because she was his backbone. She always had his back. Clearly, throughout the transgressions in the past, like she stuck with him. Whatever the case may be, she was his rock. So obviously she contributed to his success. The mother was a byproduct of the fact that her daughter was contributing to her husband's success. Now, obviously, you're going to take care of your mom. And my opinion is that even with Bean's passing, I don't think Vanessa's intention was, well, Kobe's gone, so I don't need you. Hell, now she needs her more than ever. So it's not like I'm saying bye, but just don't come at me with some, oh, I'm entitled to this amount of money because your kids, I did this and this and that. First of all, Grandma, those were your grandkids. You wasn't
big facts.
You're not watching somebody else's kids. You wasn't running a daycare center.
Yo, talk your shit, bro.
You wasn't even babysitting. You were spending time with your grandkids. This is the fruit of your loins. This is your bloodline. So why are you trying to
Also, I guarantee there was a fucking nanny.
Oh, 100%. You know she wasn't doing everything. So
exactly.
I want to give
all I'm gonna say is, Isaac, before you keep going, is Janine, please cut this off if you think you're about to come off about some $96 an hour for watching my nieces, nephews, and my kids. Like, no, I love you, Mom, but ain't no $96 an hour, fam.
So to close off my point of view on this, so I can give everybody a chance to speak on it, is no, absolutely hell no, is she entitled to any figure, amount of money, however you want to put it. Does she deserve to still be kept around and still be taken care of? Absolutely, because right now she is an integral part of that family more than she was before, because the head of that family is gone and now Vanessa's the head and these kids are still around. Mm-hmm. So yes to being around and getting taken care of. Fuck no to being entitled to a damn cent.
So that's all I think. Yeah, no, I think you hit on a lot of good points, but I think it's absolutely fucking foul for her to really try to come up off some bread like that. Like, for doing, you're their grandmother. Like, if you were just some random nanny or whatever, and you felt like you should have been overcompensated for whatever, or like if or whatever the case may be, then so be it. But those are your grandkids. Like, not to go too left, but like with Dr. Dre's wife, when she was trying to come up off that big check after their divorce or whatever, like, for what? Like, it's you're being taken care of regardless.
Right.
So it's like, why? Like, for real, why? Like, you need $96 an hour? Please tell me, like, I'm sure it might be a thing, but please tell me what nanny is getting $96 an hour. Like, if you didn't want to put your life on hold for the sake of your grandkids, then you could have told them no. It wasn't a problem when you was going on vacations and cashing out in the Louis store and all this other stuff. So why is it a problem now? Why are you trying to get compensated? I'm pretty sure that now that Kobe's gone is when she wants to talk about it, because she might have spoke about it before and the mamba was like, fuck out of here. So he was like, ejectocito, cuz, like, I don't know, like. So I don't know. I think that's foul, bro. Like, I can't speak for Mel or Adam, but I think we all are I think the Good Noodles are in agreement that is fucking foul.
Yeah, she don't. To me, I don't think that she deserves that type of money. You know, she already lived for free. You know, I'm pretty sure they've given her any and everything that she wanted. You know, and like you said, at the end of the day, those are your grandkids. Why should you be compensated to watch your grandkids? That makes no sense to me.
Yep.
So what I'm gonna say is, to hit on what Isaac and Willie said, I just looked it up. The average nanny cost, basically at the high end, which was in California, was $32,000 a year. So you asking for $96 an hour is well over $32,000 a year. So her asking for that shit, that's outrageous. It don't matter if you trying to do, and that's just me playing devil's advocate, saying that they do deserve to give her money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she deserves shit, but that's just me. I mean, like y'all said, those are her grandkids.
Right.
That's what grandparents do. They take care of their kids. They take care of the kids. They give them a whole bunch of shit they don't need, and a whole bunch of everything they can't do at home, they do at grandma's house.
Yep.
Yeah.
But as for her being compensated, she's been living this lavish life. Let me see. Kobe met her in the first couple years of his career. Well over 20 years. She's been living this lavish life.
Yep.
So now all of a sudden you're going to sit here and say, you're asking for all this money. And also she was asking for a lump sum of $5 million a month to compensate, to continue her, what'd she say?
Her lifestyle, basically.
Yeah, but she's already getting alimony from her last divorce anyways, because I read up on this shit too. And that was another argument that Vanessa Bryant was saying. She was like, why do you insist on me giving you money? You're already getting alimony from your ex-husband. I'm pretty much paying for where you stay at now, and now you want a house, and you got to have X amount of dollars a month. And then you're trying to get back paid for pretty much, in a sense, doing your job as a grandparent. And then, like, yeah. I'm like 95% sure there's no way she was doing this shit alone. There's no way she was doing this shit alone. Like, because his two older daughters, she wasn't watching the kids by herself.
Hell no.
Man, them girls are too grown, man. She was just a
yeah, but this is also over the course of the, I'm assuming, like, their lives. Like, she didn't get compensated for that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
You said she
bro.
went compensated for like 15 years or something. Wasn't it? That's what you said, man?
18 years. She want
18 years.
Let me back pay.
She want to get compensated for their whole life.
And one of your kids got you for 18 years?
I'm good.
And if somehow this shit goes to court and she finesses that, a lot of people that are bitter and not good with their kids or not good, a lot of people would try to do that shit.
Right.
That's a fact.
But I already know Vanessa Bryant, her pocket's a lot deeper than her mother's, so she's gonna make sure that shit don't fly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she better holler at Uncle D for a stimulus check and go about the business.
Yo, shit. Speaking of stimulus checks, take us into the next topic, man.
We're gonna talk about this COVID relief fund, and my man Adam wants to speak on it because he wants a brand new fence. So he opened it. Daddy dog, daddy.
Yeah. Denzel Maldonado over here.
I'm telling you, bro. That man give me that's 10 racks, bro. That's my fence. I'm good.
So
that means I ain't got to touch any money in my bank account.
So for the good noodles that weren't paying attention or haven't really been focused on what's going on, a bill was proposed, and President Trump spoke on it, and he was. I like a lot of the stuff that he said. I'm not gonna hold you. He was basically saying
every time he wanted to recount votes.
he basically said, and this is like not just the money he's trying to give back, but he was saying like it's a COVID bill, and most of it, the majority of it, isn't even about COVID. So
me and Mel room like, stop the count. Stop the count.
So he basically went on a conference, a press conference or whatever, and he released his statement saying like he trashed the bill, like he tore that thing apart. He said it was over like something like over 500 pages, and most of it wasn't even on COVID. But one of the things that he highlighted that really has everybody's attention was that the stimulus checks were going to be $600. Now he was proposing that the stimulus checks be $2,000, and that's obviously what caught everyone's attention. The bill that he was talking about that would give us $2,000 on the stimulus check, it passed the House. However, Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, he kind of stopped it or whatever. Yeah, so he kind of blew it off, and also by blowing it off, he kind of proposed another bill. But in his bill, and I'm sure our Good Noodles audience will correct me if I'm wrong, in his bill, he was basically proposing the $2,000. He was proposing that. On top of that, he was also included things, new rules on social media like Twitter, where people can sue if they feel wronged by other people's comments and statements or whatever. Like, I don't know for the Twitter.
I would do every day.
This nigga Mel going to jail.
So what
he's skipping Facebook jail.
The section 230 repeal would pull back protections for internet companies and allow such media companies as Twitter and Facebook to be sued if users feel wronged by messages on the platform. So basically, he's trying to put a part in the bill that says personnel, maybe like himself or President Trump or whatever, can sue Facebook and Twitter if they feel wronged by the messages that are being spoken on there. So there's been he said no to the bill, and then he proposed a new bill. We'll see how the shit goes. I think, Isaac, you were saying that there was an update earlier that like they're gonna push out the $600 checks.
Yeah, so I was looking on CNN, and an article popped up about how the stimulus package was sent over to the Treasury and the IRS, and that supposedly deposits were supposed to be starting tonight. So kind of the same way where they did it last time, based on income. Lowest income gets it first, and so on and so forth, and that we should see it all through next week. Take into consideration as well, though, is that the New Year's about to hit, so that holiday weekend might cause some delay for some people who may or may not need it, because the jokes are, oh, that $600 ain't gonna do nothing for me. That $600 may pay somebody's rent. We never know. So even if it might not help you in a large way, it might help you in that moment. So that's why I'm not making fun of nobody who says, yeah, I need that.
Man, I don't know nobody who's rich enough to turn out money.
That's a fact.
Yeah, established enough. So it's interesting because episode 2 of the debate, we went over time and we took out a whole debate that we were going to talk about. We were going to talk about the election and the stigma of Republicans and Democrats within different communities. Like, it's crazy how people treat political parties. Like you do not hear about the election until it's the presidential election. I think the concept that people hold the presidential election as the most important election it makes no sense. It's just not, it's not okay with me, because my thing is, you need to be paying attention to the smaller elections. You need to be paying attention to your mayors, your governors, your Senate, your House. You need to focus on those. See what those people have to say in those debates. See what those people are pushing, because President Trump, President Obama, Clinton, Bush, all of them, they have but so much power. You give them so much credit and they don't have that much credit. Pay attention to the lower elected officials. Pay attention to your mayors, to your governors, to your senators. Focus on them and what they're talking about, because at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, those are the ones that you, if you belong to the Democratic Party, then you need to be looking at the Democrats taking the House, taking the Senate. If you belong to the Republican Party or the Independent Party or whatever the case may be, but just listen to what they're saying. Don't think that everything President Trump says is stupid because he's a Republican and you're black. Like, I don't think President Trump is the issue here. I think the people that mostly support him is the issue. And I'm not saying all Trump supporters. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's the people that he exposed. It is the silent racism that we said was not a thing in America anymore that came all to the light when President Trump was elected. Like, not even when President Barack Obama was elected, because I didn't really hear that much hate until he started doing certain things, and then people were like, he's not that great, whatever the case. But that's not what we're talking about. What I'm saying is it's the people, the demographic that identified the most with President Trump is the problem with America. Not Trump supporters as a whole, not President Trump himself, just them in general, the team, the fan base. And we'll talk about fan bases in another episode, but that's what gets me is the people that's represented mostly by him and not so much him. Like, and people get so caught up in, oh, I hate Trump supporters, so I hate Donald Trump. Like, it don't gotta be all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just pay attention to what he's saying, because when President Barack Obama was elected, he was calling for unity. When President Trump was elected, he was calling for unity for all the people, not just the people that voted for him. And obviously that didn't go well. So now President-elect Joe Biden is calling for unity between Republicans and Democrats, and they're keeping the same energy. Like, nope. Because remember when President Trump was calling for unity, y'all was like, fuck that. Y'all done disgraced this man and slandered him for the last 4 years. Like, we from New York. Donald Trump was a New York celebrity. He was that dude up until 4 or 5 years ago.
Every celebrity wanted to chill with him, be with him, all that good stuff, and all of a sudden he became president, and they all hated him.
Now they hate him, except for Kanye. But like, but it's like you focused on the wrong thing. At least these are just my opinions, people. If you don't agree, you don't have to agree. Let us know in the comments and all that other stuff. But you're focused on the wrong thing. You're so focused on President Trump. You're not focused on the House, on the Senate, on the mayors, on the governors, on that. Focus on that. Like, go to your town hall, talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just I hate when I see all these political posts and whatnot, and then you only talking during the presidential election. Where were you during the other election? Like,
facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It could just be me. Isaac, I'm sure you got some rebuttals to some of the things I said, but it's weird.
No. Like, honestly, like, I do want to take the time to where I want to make this its own topic, because we kind of stemmed it off the COVID and, the political ties with the COVID relief bill. I want to make this its own topic so we can literally have an entire lane for this, because there's a lot I want to say.
There's a lot. So if y'all want to hear us talk about it, let us know. If you don't want to hear us talk about it, we'll let you know what episode it is so you can skip
it. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it on right now to my dog, probably the best looking guy in the group. Very handsome guy, very knowledgeable guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm talking about me again. Hold on. Cool cat. And yeah, like I said, this dude is the truth like apple juice. My dog Isaac.
Isaac is the most medium ugly one in the group. What are you talking about?
Facts. He only could pull him because he know how to cook real good. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Like,
You know what me and Isaac say all the time. We only have had such a history with the opposite gender because we are funny and nasty. So most of the time your eyes are closed. So you can't see how ugly we really are.
Be careful where you go. I was gonna say, be careful where you go with this, because we could be in trouble. But anyway,
I'm sorry, Mom. Don't just skip that part. I'm sorry.
Like Mel was saying,
bro, we said that, and I immediately thought about that meme I sent to y'all the other day with Isaac and his ball in the beer.
It's on you, Adam. Go ahead, bro. We won't be fucking around. Go ahead, man.
Also, we're gonna go ahead and go right into what's Scuffs My Tims.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So before I go into what really Scuffs My Tims, I'm gonna suggest we take a shot because it's a little spicy. So we're gonna have to smooth it out.
Let's do it.
Let's go. And matter of fact, hey, my brother here, so he's gonna take a shot with us. Let's go, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Mel's brother Castiel, aka Casper.
AKA Casper. This is my brother, same mother. You feel me?
All right. You ready? Salud.
Salud, dinero, amor. Y'all see the Egyptian gold?
All right. So, fellas, you know what really Scuffs My Tims?
Talk about it.
What's good?
Women who equate sex with money, but then get mad when we call it prostitution.
Ooh.
And what I
Oh.
Willie, fix your face. What I mean by that is, you ever heard a female say a statement like, "Well, I can't fuck him if he don't got money"? What does that have to do with the act of sex? I mean, no, not I can't fuck with him. Not I can't be with him. Oh, I'm not fucking him if you don't have money. So you're basically calling yourself a prostitute in my eyes. That's the way I'm looking.
I just want to say before we go on, I just want to say the views of Isaac Moretta do not reflect the views of the Good Noodles podcast.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
He is speaking on his own merit and how he feels.
This is what Scuffs his Tims.
What I'm saying by that is like,
my Tim's not scuffed by that, girl. You have your own standards. You do what you want to do, boo.
No. But
she mad because Isaac wouldn't take her to the dollar menu.
No, because there's another side to that though. Because then when a man says some shit like that, like, "Oh, I need a bitch with her own bag," or excuse me, a woman with her own bag, then we get looked at crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be a double standard.
My Tim's a little scuffed by that.
And the thing is, and I already know some of the comments gonna be like, "Oh, you sound real broke. Like you ain't got no money." Like, "Ma, I got my own.
He got his stimulus.
I got my own way."
Mel just mad that he has to keep taking people out because he can't cook. He don't have a choice. We can't have ramen noodle again tonight, girl.
I'm about to learn, bro.
So what's the other side of it though?
So if a man were to make a statement like that, like, you know, I only mess with females, or, you know, I only have sex with females who are on this level financially, then we get looked at like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not that we're judgmental, but like it doesn't look at like we have a preference on who we want to lay with. It looks at like it makes it look like in a bad way. Like we're shallow, like we don't give a female opportunity. We're only looking at her financial status. If we want to talk about financial status being a all-around topic as to who you lay with, then let's make it an all-around standard. Let's not just say, you know what I'm saying? Like if a woman says it, and then we'd be like, well, why you can't give a dude that, you know, is working on getting his life together a shot? Well, that's not what I want. Okay, cool. So when I get my shit together and I got my own bread, but you over here struggling, and I don't really want to fuck with you, I get look like a bad guy. Like my nose is in the air.
I mean, let's keep it a stack. A guy would date a girl who works at McDonald's way quicker than a girl would date a guy who works at McDonald's.
That part.
A guy working at McDonald's, a girl look at him like he's a clown. A girl working at McDonald's, she looked at her, she's independent.
And she's getting her shit together.
She got her shit together, yeah.
So the way I said it,
what I'm gonna say,
that's my point.
What from what you said, I don't remember where I heard this from, but it was funny that you brought it up. That there was this dude, he had went to a party, and he was like, everybody was all hype because he was a celebrity. I'm trying to remember where I heard it. Anyways, he went to the party. He was like, oh, he's like, you know, it felt good at first whenever I got there. He's like, the women were all over me, blah, 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 because they all know, you know, I got money. And then he said, until the motherfucker who came in that's worth 500 million. He's like, all the women left me and immediately went to the dude that was worth 500 million. He was like,
bro.
But just like you said, bro, like he made it sound like, bro, it was instantaneously how it happened. He was like, all the women, he was like, man, I walked in. He said, all the women were on me. He was like, and I was good. He's like, and then as soon as the dude who walked in who had a bigger status than me, he's like, my fun that I thought I was going to have that night with X and Y pretty much was like, nah, your pockets ain't deep enough, and they went over there.
Right.
So it's just ironic that I believe it was a Joe Budden podcast.
And to play
I heard that
on my own point, vice versa, like, a lot of times dudes will, you know, be talking to a woman. I'm gonna stop calling women females. I'm sorry, because I know, you know, that's a hot topic right now. So a guy will be talking to a woman and he's feeling her. She got her shit together, great attitude, great personality, you know, y'all vibing. And you will let all that go just because you saw a girl with a fat ass walk by. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? Like, I started off with that hot topic because that's what we do. We're here to incite conversation. But I wanted to get into a total conversation because it's vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen friends of mine make that mistake where I literally put them to the side and be like, bro, what happened with X, Y, and Z? Like, y'all was good, y'all was vibing. Well, damn, let me show you this girl I'm talking to on IG. I'm like, oh, that doesn't answer my question.
He's done for that because I'm not leaving her alone. I'm gonna cheat on her. Now let me stop playing. Let me stop.
Our heads and only his.
That was a Melvin view and not a good view. I just want to make that clear.
If you look on social media, right, you see things like, oh, I'm tired of guys hitting me up with what you doing, and instead of asking what you're doing, ask to pay a bill. Or if you wanna really get my attention, cash at me something. Why do I gotta pay you to get your attention? That makes no sense to me.
That's just what attracts them, though. Like, we're not speaking about all women. If the shoe fits, then wear it, girl. And I hope it's red bottoms for you. But what I'm saying is, like, if this fits you, then you shouldn't be offended by it, because then you don't have to worry about that, because that's not you. But some people, some women, some men are attracted to status. They are attracted to that stature, that bravado that some people have when they have money. So if that's what you're attracted to, my view on it is, then go ahead, girl, ball out. If you want to date somebody, or you only want to have sex with someone that has money, yo, go for it. Like, shout out to all the sex workers with OnlyFans and all this other stuff. Like, that's on you. Get your money. Like, it is what it is. Like, it don't matter to me. Like, I don't got to worry about it. I pay my own bills, and I'm married, so it really don't matter.
I got a question. So you mentioned OnlyFans, and this is a question for all of us. Could you date a girl who has an OnlyFans?
Yes. I'm not here to get in the way of your business. Look, I'm not here to get in the way of how you make money or whatever it is. Like, it's OnlyFans. It's literally just media content. I don't care.
Now, let me get you with the second part of your question. Did she have it when we went into the relationship, or was it something that she wanted to start to do while we were together already?
Well,
that's a good question.
Yeah, you guys are together.
Because that different. It doesn't.
No, because if you bumped into her with an OnlyFans already, then you may get the same.
Right. No, I'm not saying it makes my answer different, but it doesn't change my answer, but it makes my answer different.
Doesn't change.
All right, so you guys are together, and she sees that her friend is making a bag, and she's like, "Yo, I want to make a bag too. Can I get an OnlyFans?" Well, she ain't got to ask you because she exactly. But she said, "Hey, look, I got an OnlyFans now, and my shit's popping. Tell your friends to subscribe." You fucking with her?
I honestly, now it changes from yes to I don't know. Because
it's tough.
I don't know if I can say yes. Imagine me right now talking about, yo, look, y'all my boys here, subscribe to my girls OnlyFans. And now y'all seeing where my tongue goes.
Yeah.
Like,
yo, next time we see Mel at lunch, yo, I went on your girl shit. That shit was popping, bro.
So that's a very good point, but my answer doesn't change, bro. I'm not the jealous type. I'm not gonna be jealous of people who are lusting over something that I have. So if you want to go ahead and have an OnlyFans, if you want to wear what you want, like skirts and low cut shirts, and I don't care. Go ahead, do what you do.
Answer.
All right. So to close out my segment, man, I really just want to say, be who you are as far as your preferences. But when somebody else has a preference that goes against yours, don't look at them crazy, because if we're accepting of your preferences, then you got to be accepting of my preference and who I lay with. But that's what I got for that.
Facts.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to my brother Adam to see what's up his thing.
All right. So what scuffs my Timbs is so-called bosses or people in charge that aren't willing or haven't done what the people at the bottom have done to get to where they are.
You talking about silver spoons?
Oh yeah.
You talking about what?
You talking about silver spoons, the one that were like put in a position before they earned it?
Yeah, like so.
I think that scuffs everybody's too.
Yeah, I think that's
I think everybody but those people. I think that scuffs their Timbs.
Like I don't like
50 years experience and somebody taking over the business just because they got the same family last name.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what I was about to go with, actually. Like, so when I was on one of the jobs today, there was an electrician, and dude, cool ass old dude. He's probably like in his 60s, and like I seen him a couple of times, and he was like, "Oh, I'm about to hand this business over to my son." I was like, "Oh, that's what's up." And I was like, "Where is he?" He was like, "Oh, he's gonna be around, and he's learning the ropes." My man came out there and was walking around. He's supposed to be learning the ropes, and my man walking around there like this with his cell phone, just holding his cell phone the whole time, just like, my man, you supposed to be learning, but you ain't even learning your craft or your skill, whatever you about to take over. So how you supposed to be supposed to take over a company or some sort of business and you're not really learning it? You're just acquiring it based on, like Mel said, your last name, and you didn't earn that position. So then you're going to take over this business, and then you're going to want to hire people to do things, but yet you've never done them.
Okay, so but my thing with that is the same way I can't control if I was born into poverty. I can't control that I was born into wealth. Like you can't fault me because my dad or my mom or my family established themselves at one point in time and gave me a head start. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to play devil's advocate, I absolutely see what you're saying. And it does annoy me sometimes where you feel like maybe somebody less qualified is in a position greater than you just for simply because of who they know or who they're related to. But that's the business, baby. Like, that's Hollywood. That right there, that's literally Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? But it's also like, you can't fault me for that. Like, I didn't, what the fuck? Like, I don't mean a dick about it, that's different.
My whole thing is, like, you got to be able to lead from the front. You got to be able to set the example. You should be able to tell your employees or your subordinates, this is how you do it. How am I supposed to be your boss and not know what the fuck I'm supposed to do, but I expect you to do it?
But that's why you got the team though. Like if you at least this is my take on leadership. Like if you putting me in this position because of who I know or what I'm related to, or because I literally inherited this position, I feel like it's my due diligence to surround myself with people that know what the fuck they're doing, so they can advise me, and then ultimately I make the decision if I'm in that kind of position or situation or whatever the case. Believe it or not, people, we actually got email from one of our viewers who had a situation going on with their significant other, and they wanted our feedback. So I'm gonna read it off to y'all. I'll read it off to the viewers, and then we'll give our take on it, and hopefully this helps them out, even though it was kind of for Christmas. But I spoke to them, and hopefully it helped out. Hello,
Hopefully
Good
you ain't
Noodles.
give shitty advice.
Hello, Good Noodles. So me and my fiance have been off lately with our moods and attitudes towards each other. It started with him fighting with his baby moms about custody and holiday issues, and now he's mad at the world. We are both extremely stubborn and will not approach each other to mend things. No matter who started it first, we just will not approach each other. I have approached him to talk, but he doesn't want to. It's gotten so bad that he has decided to leave the house for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and most likely for the rest of the weekend to pray and take some time for himself. I trust him, but I also think he is being dramatic and just wants to have an excuse to do whatever he wants. It's almost like he's purposely fighting with me to get out the house. Should I leave him alone or let him take his time to himself? Or should I address the situation and tell him I feel like he needs to work on things with me? Please help me. Thank you, Good Noodles. Well,
Let me go first.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So one, we're all adults, man, and you're in a relationship with somebody. So obviously they're engaged, so the motherfuckers gotta live together. So there ain't no you going somewhere for a couple of days to space some shit out that isn't a problem with me. It's a problem with your baby mother. So you need to figure that out with your baby mother. That has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's one issue. I really want to ask what this motherfucker's zodiac sign is, but I know we don't have that information.
No, we do not. We do not have that.
But that was my initial first question. I was like, I wonder what kind of zodiac sign he is. But as for that, if he's dealing with custody of his child during the holidays, I've dealt with something similar. So, but you just he should be able to just split it up. You know, they get them one day, I get them the next day. That'll end that whole custody agreement. And for me, outside looking in, if he's leaving the whole weekend and you don't know where your fiance is on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but yet he's arguing with his baby mother about the custody of his kids, odds are he's with his baby mother with his kids. So then that comes to the realization that you need to decide if this is something you want to deal with the rest of your life or not. Because obviously they have some sort of issues within their relationship or skeletons that they haven't got past. And not unless you're trying to be the wife and be cool with the baby mom and him leaving you every year, that sounds like something you want to have to deal with, unless you want to invite the baby mom over and be cool with that.
Yeah.
But you got to play devil's advocate in that one.
So you think she should leave him alone or let him, or what?
If not leave him alone, she definitely needs to take a break from him. Because I'll tell you what, look, they live together, right? So if you need time to yourself to pray, you don't need that time outside the house. You don't got to be gone for 2 days to pray. You can just go to the extra bedroom, go to the living room, and you can pray there. You guys are engaged, so she should respect that time that you need to pray. And my thing is this: if you are a praying man, that means you're a man who go to church. You should be able to have some understanding and be able to compromise. So my thing is this: your kid's mother, if she's having a difficult time with custody with you and her, then you just gonna have to take that on the chin. It's the holidays; you don't have time to be battling out with things like that. So what you do is you say, hey, you know what? You want the kids for this holiday? You got them. But me and my fiance will be coming over to spend time with you and the kids. I'm not gonna spend time with the kids by myself and leave my fiance at the house and we're fighting. It's just not gonna work like that for the holidays. You know, I'm gonna take that L with my BM and say, hey, look, I can't have the kids for Christmas Eve and Christmas. I'll be over there. Me and my fiance will spend time with the kids over there.
My advice to the young lady who sent us this email is take a look at the situation now. I'm not saying it can't improve in the future, but understand that this may be something that might not change in the next 6 months, a year, 2 years. It may be something that they need to work their way up to. So you, for the sake of your own happiness and for the sake of that relationship, need to look at this as a long-term situation and not something that's going to change tomorrow.
So it was like you went over there to open gifts, but you know, like in her situation, or it was different because now she's engaged to somebody else. So
right,
that might play a factor in like what, you know what I'm saying, like. But my thing is like, if go ahead.
Right. No, what I'm saying, like, even when you bring that other entity where you're engaged to somebody else, to me the same rules apply. The kids are still there. Like, the kids don't go away.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care. You could get married and that person has a job offer in fucking buttfuck New Mexico and you live in North Carolina. You need to make that decision that my kids are here. Are the kids going to be able to go with me, or am I going to have to be in a situation where I'm going to have to now make it my priority to see and spend time with my kids, or allow my former significant other or the mother or father of, you know, the children to be able to see the kids, whatever the case may be, as long as the kids still have a functioning parent on both ends and together as well. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, no matter what you do in life, like, I can PCS somewhere, but my kids are still going to be at here. They're number one. Like, I got to think about, how am I going to see the one here? How am I going to talk to the one here? When am I going to see this one on the holidays? No matter where I'm at, no matter who I'm with.
So my take on it is that I've been through a divorce, and I've been through one.
I'm saying me. I got two. I got two notches on the belt.
All right. We know you 0 for 2. We get it. Yeah, that's why your house looks like a club right now. Before I go into that, we taking a shot, Isaac? I saw you.
Yeah, because you just hurt my feelings. Just now. I made a joke and you cut deep. But anyway.
I'm sorry.
Salud.
Dinero. I think you should address the situation after you give him some time to relax, let the situation marinate, get your thoughts, get your talking points. Shoot him a text or a phone call and be like, hey, I hope you're okay. You're saying you don't know where he's at. Hey, I hope you're okay. You know, let me know when you're ready to come home or whatever the case may be. But give him time. Don't stress him.
Your shit's outside. Something like that.
Yeah, you know, like, hey, your stuff I folded all your stuff up. It's in the box by the closet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, it's okay, but give him some time. First of all, I don't agree with him leaving the house.
Yeah. My thing is this, right? So she has to give him time, but she didn't do anything wrong. So
that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Hold on. There's always 3 sides to the story. We are only getting this person's side. We don't we don't know the whole situation. We just kind of know the overall very vague synopsis.
All right, well, if she is telling the truth, right? This dude is picking arguments for no reason, just
she
so
that they both been off though. They both, not just him. They both been off.
They both been off. All right. Well,
she said, okay, so that's how she started it. She said, me and my fiance have both been off lately with our moods and attitudes towards each other. So it's not just him, it's both of them.
Yeah. Okay. So I still don't agree with the whole, you know, like staying out the house for a few days just to pray and stuff like that.
So when you say you don't believe that she needs to give him time, are you saying she doesn't even give him time to like fix it and like get it right, or don't give him time to like be at the house?
I don't think he needs that much time to be out the house, bro.
You're gonna be out the house on a holiday?
I agree.
Come on,
like I feel like, you know, they're engaged. They like she can be his support system. She can help him out with this.
Right.
So he don't need time out the house. He can have time from her. Like say, hey, look, you know, today I'm gonna be in the living room. You know, I'm gonna be, you know, on my own time, watching my own movie, playing my own game. Let me rock out over here, you know. But like, why are you pushing her away when like she has nothing to do with this? This is between you and your baby moms. Take it out on her, not on your fiance. 2 days out the crib because he needs to pray. I'm using that shit.
Yo, what time I'm dropping you off?
After the episode, Mel's going back to his igloo in Alaska. We can wrap that up. Thank you for emailing us. If you guys are going through a situation that you want us to speak on, it don't have to be relationships, anything. Something's bothering you about your friend, about work, whatever it is, email us at goodnoodlespodcast@gmail.com. You can message us on Facebook. You can message us individually. We promise we will not say no names. We will try to leave out all the identifying factors and do what we can to help you out. If you want to hit us up, but you don't want it to be on the show, then hit us up and just, we'll still offer that some sort of insight. In the future, we will have some how do I say this in the most politically correct way? We will have a different perspective from other demographics or genders in the future. So it won't just be four guys talking about whatever it is. We'll have some people on the show that can offer different perspectives, and we love it. If you want to come on the show and you got something to say, hit us up. We'll definitely go over some stuff. But with that being said,
Tyler Singfield.
Yeah, if you Tyler Singfield.
Yo, leave Singfield alone. We love you, bro. That's my dog.
I told you, bro.
Seven.
Hey, so we're gonna wrap that up and go into the main event. The real reason why we all wanted to come together on this episode, because there's something we felt we had a lot to say about. I hope you listen in and give us your feedback, because we love all the different feedback. So let us know what you think. And I'm going to pass it over to Brugal Papi so he can bring us into the main event.
All right. So today, the Good Noodles for our main event, our main topic, the main point of discussion, we want to talk about the LGBTQ plus community. And that's not just one lane, one track. We're going to hit a bunch of, different points, a bunch of different situations, just a wide variety. We're not gonna, one track it. So I'm gonna start off with a quote from unknown source. It's love who you love, be who you want to be. Just don't force it on anybody. So with that being said, I want to open up the floor for discussion. I know Willie has a couple things that he wants to talk about specifically, but if there's anything that anybody wants to speak on, go ahead. This is your time for an open floor discussion.
All right, I'll say something real quick. I have nothing against gay people. Just what he said about the quote, love who you love, be who you want to be. I'm actually happy when people are open to who they are. So if I meet you today and you tell me, hey, I'm gay, I welcome it with open arms. I actually love it, because I feel like that you trusted me enough to let me know who you are, the real you, and I respect it, and I respect everyone. A favorite uncle of mine, he came out to me as gay when I was around 18 years old. He was about 40 at the time, and he thought I was gonna look at him different or treat him any different. And to me, I was like, yo, that's your business, that's your life. I still love you the same. You're still my uncle. So I grew up around that. I always had sort of my idea that he was. I just was waiting on him to tell me, So to me, gay people don't make me uncomfortable. I don't treat them any different. Love them all the same. But my thing is this: when I see gay people, right, and like I said, my uncle was, he's gay, right? This dude still lived his life as a regular man. Went to work, came home. Everything he did was still manly. So my thing is I believe that people are born gay, but I think that it is a choice for you to act gay. So when I see guys acting super feminine, softening their voice and walking like a woman, I feel like you choose to be that way. You choose to act that way. But to be born gay, I feel like that's something that I truly believe in, that you can be born gay. You love who you love, and you may feel like you're trapped in the wrong body. But with that being said, it's like you said, sometimes it can seem forceful. And sometimes you have to know your audience, and I don't mind gay people being around me, my kids, or anything like that. But if you are a man and you're sitting here conducting business, acting like a woman, and especially like loudmouth and ghetto and stuff like that. I don't want that around my kids. I mean, I wouldn't want that if it was a straight person, regardless. But when you acting in a manner like that, like what you see like on TV, something like that may inspire you. I feel like it's an act, and once I feel like it's an act, that's when I don't respect it.
So, but you also, and I'm not to say like you have to understand or whatever, but at least my rebuttal to that is not specifically just the LGBTQ plus community, but there are a lot of people, demographics, who kind of have to prove their worth in society. So it's like I'm constantly being slandered. I have to hide who I am or whatever the case. And now they break those chains, and now they're free to be themselves. They got that confidence. They came out, whatever it may be. Now I can't help but be myself. Now I got to be myself at all times or whatever the case. And now I'm just so happy to be myself. The secret's out, whatever it is. Now I just need the world to know. And then I feel like psychologically that liberation kind of results sometimes in what you were talking about, where it's just like, I don't care what anyone says, like I'm gay and I'm proud. I have, shout out to the Pride Parade and all that other stuff. Like it just comes with that or whatever the case may be. And I think it's a great point. Like, it's not so much I don't want that particular demographic around my kids when you acting like that. I just don't want people acting around like my kids like that. Like, you being loud and obnoxious, like that's annoying. Like I don't fucking want to.
Nah, yeah, I can't fuck with that.
Yeah, like people, like it's not even just the community. So please, people, do not take that.
That's what, even like straight people, when they act like loud and ignorant and stuff like that, I don't want that around my kids.
Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah. But I mean, just be who you are. It's all good.
Yeah, like I don't want to gay, nothing like that. But I'm saying, like, if you're around kids or if you're around some decent folks that you feel like you may offend with your antics and stuff like that, like at least tone it down a bit, like just chill out. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. No, but what I was gonna say, I partly agree with Mel, but like to an extent, I do believe people are born that way, regardless of the sex or whatever you're trying to do. Because my little cousin, he always was feminine, and I'm talking about, I was 7, so he was 4. He always had feminine tendencies ever since we were kids. Now, fast forward that to I'm 21 and he's 18. Like, he was scared to come out, and I was like, bro, like, if you want to come out, bro, just be out. Like, I was like, a lot of us already pretty much know. Yeah, so it's like
you the last one to know.
He just didn't want to say anything, and then like he felt like his father was gonna disown him. But like pretty much when he came out, like it was good for him. You know what I'm saying? Like he felt like a weight was lifted off his shoulder, but he still always has them feminine qualities, bro. Like even now.
So I got a question for that.
Now I feel like some of them have amplified, yes, but I feel like that's developed from shit in the last 10 years.
So I got a question for you on that, Adam. And I'm not, by asking you this question, I hope you don't, I'm not assuming anything. I'm literally asking. So was your cousin raised in an environment where it was mostly female influences? I'm asking.
Him and my uncle and it's my aunt. So I mean, I guess he's my uncle, but they were never really together. They didn't get married or anything.
It was just
like his father was. No, it was him, his mom, his sister, and then they lived with his dad's grandparents.
So the reason
an extent.
Women for the family.
And I'm not saying because I was raised by mostly women, and that I'm not saying that directly correlates with, because I'm not a feminine guy. But what I'm saying is a lot of times when people in general are born with certain, affluences, where if you're born and like it's in your DNA that you're gay, or you feel like you were trapped in, born trapped in the wrong body, whatever the case may be, the people around you will either push that out of you more or suppress it. So you know what I'm saying? When you were somewhere, in some cases, you may have a little boy who is already in his mind and is already, having, gay feelings or whatever the case may be, but is born in a very masculine household, you know what I'm saying? Where it's dad and mom is very, subservient, and it's older brother and big cousin. You see where a lot of times, even though they don't want to act that way, they feel like they're forced to act that way. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times,
yeah, I got what you mean.
What we talked about in the first episode, are you a product of your environment? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're already having those kind of feelings to where, look, put it like this, you see where you feel like you're attracted to boys, but then you see that your sister is attracted to boys, and this is how your sister acts, you may want to emulate the way your sister acts because you feel like that's the way somebody who's attracted to a boy needs to act. You know what I mean? So that influences a lot. So I'm not saying you're wrong for feeling like they're born that way. I'm saying sometimes the influences that they have push it.
And that's what I was trying to get at. Like, you can be born gay, but I feel like when you act gay, that is a choice.
Right. Or it's an influence that, an outside influence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, because you gotta look at it like,
yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. Like, like some of his things, like some of his mannerisms from the time like he was 18, from the time to like now, like they amplified because he wasn't to me, like I feel like he was gay, but he wasn't completely out there like that for him to really be comfortable with himself to carry himself any kind of way that he wanted to. So now that he lives on his own, he's working, doing whatever, he can live any which way he wants to, and he doesn't have any barriers to hold him back. So now he's living his life, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like whenever if you're still not coming out, there's like barriers and shit that you probably don't want to surpass if you're not ready for people to know.
So my thing is this. I want to say this right before, like that whole Kevin Hart situation happens to me. Like 10 years from now, they pull this clip and they be like, yo, this dude think that gay people are acting gay because of what they see on TV. So the reason why I say is that you choose that gay, right? Because like this, you're a man who's gay already, right? And you want to be with a man. So why are you acting like a woman?
Because that's what you want to be, though. That's just what you
But you want a man who wants a man. So why are you acting like a woman to get this man who wants a man?
Well, see, okay, and the thing is, I'm obviously not a gay man, but like, I think that now, I think honestly, now we're gonna dive into a whole wormhole because now we're talking about influences. Now we're talking about the different levels to being who you are. Because now we can even apply that to guys. Like you got guys.
Oh, what you're saying is we should take a shot.
Well, let's take a shot, and then I want to move on to another segment within this segment real quick.
I'm about to just take everything back that I just said. I don't want to.
Nah, don't backpedal. Don't backpedal. You said what you said when you said it.
What that one dude said, he said that the gays run the world and they will ruin your life. And I'm trying to get promoted to the next rank, so I don't need nothing messing me up.
I mean, I still, but like also what you said, bro. Like I really support everything because, like I said, my little cousin, he's gay. One of my aunts, she's lesbian, and then one of my other cousins is gay. So I've been around it pretty much a lot of.
I think it sucks when you have to hide who you are, like, right. And it sucks that any demographic, whether it's the LGBTQ plus community, any particular religious community or whatever, that has to hide who they are because they don't feel accepted wherever they go. Like, do you realize that we are at the end of 2020? We are at the end of 2020, and there are still, to this day, things that are happening that are a first for a particular demographic. Like, we're about to have the first female vice president. We just had the first African-American president. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had Michael Sam, who
not
was
only
first.
She's the first female, she's also African-American.
Right. So it's like, boom, twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael Sam was a linebacker from the University of Missouri. He came out as openly gay right before the draft. He was the first openly gay person. What was that, like 2014, 2015 or something like that? Like
2014.
Well, it was the Odell Beckham draft, so it was 2014.
It's 14.
Yeah, so he came out as openly gay before the draft or whatever. So he was a whole big deal. He wasn't that great of a linebacker. They picked him up in like the 7th round, but it was the Rams. I think.
The Rams.
Yeah, so he
went to the Rams in the 7th round.
Billie Jean King had a whole entire dominant tennis career in the 60s and 70s. No one thought anything of her, not anything of her, but obviously it's Billie Jean King, one of the greatest tennis players ever. But like no one put that on her until she was outed by a former lover. But then with that, like people thought of her differently or whatever. This was the 60s and 70s. It was a while ago.
I'm about to say it must have been in that era, because right now a girl on WNBA can say she's gay and nobody cares.
Nobody bats an eye or whatever.
Yeah,
but then it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like Billie Jean King used her platform and then she started pushing for equal rights and equal pay amongst men and women. Shout out to her. She got the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2009. But it's like you have these firsts or whatever that are still happening. And I think it's great, like, to be yourself. Like, I think it's dope to be gay and be a football player. It's gay, like, you're gay, but you're a basketball player. Like, fucking do that shit. Like, I don't think just because you're gay, you have to go into, like, theater or dance or some shit or whatever the case may be. Like, you don't have to do that. I think, and I'm not even going to call it an issue. The only thing where I start to pay a little more attention is when I see transgenders wanting to be in other sports than what, you know what I'm saying? Like,
before we move on,
that's the only thing I really got a problem with.
That one's going to get crazy. So before we move on to that, my only point that I wanted to make, you literally hit everything on the head. But what I'm really getting tired of seeing and hearing is this. Well, he's gay and he plays basketball and he's a man, or he's gay and he plays football. Fuck that. He's a man who plays football. Like, to me, like, just if we want to talk about equal rights and we want to talk about everybody's the same, everybody's a human, we all bleed red, like, just that's it. I'm really like,
it don't matter. It doesn't matter what they like.
Right, exactly.
Just know that they're doing their job on the field.
I love it.
Or whatever they're playing.
That is literally like, if I would have thought about this before, it would have been the one thing that's cussed my fucking tips. It's getting me hot right now. Like, stop making it. He's a gay football player. No, he's a football player. Yeah. Stop making it. She's a gay basketball player. No, she is a basketball player who happens to be, in her own time, likes to be with women. I don't care about that. She's a basketball player. He's a football player. He's a dad. She's a mom. I don't care. Stop making it a thing. Like, for real.
And it's crazy. We only do this when it comes to sports, because right now you can have a movie actor who's like dope as fuck, and you've seen like 8 of his movies, and next thing you know, you find out that he's gay. And you're like, okay, cool. When's his next movie dropping?
Well, I honestly don't remember her name right now, or his name now, but the actor from Juno.
He knows who
now.
I asked him about it.
Page, Elliot Page.
Yeah, there you go.
What's his name now?
I think it's still Elliot Page.
It's still Elliot Page. I don't know if he changed it.
I could be wrong, but I know like he started identifying as a man now, and I love his movies. Inception, Juno, lit, super lit.
So my thing is like it made news, whatever, because he's well known. But my thing is, are we now going to start saying transgender actor Elliot Page? No, he's an actor. Your occupation doesn't correlate with who you are. Now, if you want to talk about how he's now using his platform as a voice for other actors or some people in his community, yes, but stop labeling who you are and who you love correlating with your profession.
Oh, you say that, but then what happens when fucking Caitlyn Jenner is voted Woman of the Year?
So
it happens.
How do you say that about labeling? You say that about labeling, but then what happens when Caitlyn Jenner is now the Woman of the Year?
No, so what I'm trying to tell you with that is, everybody made jokes about that shit, but at the core of it, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Everybody made the jokes because she literally had just transitioned in the last 6 months or whatever the case was, and then she was named Woman of the Year. So everybody made jokes.
That was kind of crazy.
Hey, to me, that was the crazy part.
I don't think it should have been that clear. You weren't you weren't even a woman this whole year.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's the reason why I was
That's
crazy.
why.
You should be disqualified. You should be good for next year.
Women that were like way more qualified to win that award,
and not because of them being biologically whatever. No, like there were so many women who
put
did
that work in
so much more.
I don't understand how you become a woman or man of the year. I don't know the qualification for it. I'm not going into that, but it was just weird. You were a woman.
At least be it for the year.
To be the woman of the year.
That should at least be it.
Like if it would have been a year and a half down the line from when she made her transition and she did all this and she did all that and she got named Woman of the Year. You know what? I'm not on the voting committee. Good for you, Caitlin.
Yo,
I'm serving old time and right.
Right. She didn't even go to the promotion board yet.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So my thing is, with the point I was gonna bring up, the only like the aspect of it where I get a little like, I guess, drawn back, or I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it, is when you get like those transgender people who want to play in other sports. Like,
what's Shorty from the UFC?
What's her name?
That
Cyborg
that cracked her opponent's skull literally with her bare hands because she was biologically a man.
Yeah,
made the transition to male. Literally came into the ring, 6'4", 220 pounds, in the heavyweight division, and literally annihilated this woman. Like and the thing is, before people jump on my back about this, if you go back and watch the fight, it was a pure show of force. It was like watching Oscar De La Hoya go against a featherweight in a women's division. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a pure show of it just wasn't even fair.
I don't know. I feel like there should be, and I'm glad I am no elected official that has to come up with these bills.
They should have their league.
So maybe that's a thing where they have their own division or whatever. I don't know how I feel about that, Mel.
Division. Because if you let's say you put a transgender female to start fighting males, it's like, hey, you were a man, but now you're a female, you're still gonna fight males, and then the males start whooping on him or her, then they're gonna say, oh well, it's because she's really a woman, that's why. So then put it to the woman, then she starts
it gets really blurry. I think the line really blurred.
It gets real tricky.
So
like we had the middle school.
The only thing that I can say
that
about that is there was a high school. Hold on, there was whatever Mel was about to say. Like I kind of agree with that because there was this high school student that I read about. I think it was like last year. It was a male that was transitioning to a female, and she won the best wrestler for 2 years in a row
in every division
for state. Yeah, for state, but it's like
Jody was built
that's not fair to an
that was not fair.
It was built like who?
Like AC Slater. Was still like Zach Morris.
But that's the only part that I don't really agree with in that aspect, because the male body, bro, like I'm not trying to like down women or anything. We're built to be stronger. Our bodies are built to be able to endure more than most females. So whenever you put us against,
boy, they're gonna get on your ass. They're gonna get on you on, what about pregnancy, stuff like that? They're gonna get on you.
No, but I'm not. No, man, I ain't knocking no pregnant woman. Or the woman, at the end of the day, bro, pregnancy, bro, like the way the woman's body holds a baby, gives birth to a baby, then snaps back.
That's beautiful.
Can't no man.
Hey, Adam,
exactly.
I'll teach you something real quick. If she's pregnant, somebody already knocked her.
All right, edit that out. So hold on. So we've all been to basic training, obviously. What was the number one injury for women in basic training?
Hip injury.
No, what was an injury? Like what part of
the
feet.
Back?
The hips. The hips. Why? Women are born with wider women are born with wider hips. So
except for men.
Birthing hips. So there's certain things that women are more prone to be hurt by. So I say that to say this: biologically, physically, genetically, there are certain things that as men we will excel in physically without. But like this, a woman would have to put in for certain things 3 times the work than a man just because of pure genetics.
Just to
Just
be
pure genetics.
right.
So there's certain things like, for example, like throw my son, my oldest, into a ring and a wrestling match with a girl his age, and he's a big boy. Like he's tall, he's wide, and because she identifies as a male, so she needs to be in his division. He needs to be in his division, and Isaiah goes out there and whoops his motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things. Like
I don't know. It's really tricky, and I just want to let the viewers know we're not going to get to the bottom of it on this episode. We're
probably never gonna get to the bottom of it.
And I think we will. I think we will. Like eventually in life, we will. Like I think there is a place in society for most people. I don't think there's a place in society for fucking pedophiles and monsters like that. But for everyone in the LGBTQ plus community, there's a place in society anywhere you want to be. I think it just the line gets blurred. It gets blurred when I am scientifically a man, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I am a woman, and I want to go and compete and do these things or whatever. Like it's weird. Like imagine, like let's say LeBron.
Bro, stop taking your head off.
Like LeBron, it gets really bright. LeBron goes through like a transition, and he wants to be a woman now. Like, is he gonna let him go to the WNBA? Like, I don't.
He will be the new Will Chamberlain of the WNBA, bro. 100 points a night.
So it's
LeBron will average 150 and 80.
And truth be told, I'm gonna be honest with you. Now that we're talking about it, I really think it only fucking matters in sports. Like any other field, it doesn't matter how you identify.
I'm not gonna say just sports. I want to say, are you talking about the labeling or just the ability? Which one are you talking about, or both?
No, the labeling. Okay, so think of everything that comes along with a transgender person trying to be a wrestler versus a transgender person trying to be a politician or an author or a musician. Like nothing.
You
know what I'm saying?
Maybe acting too, because I don't think I would have seen like a female trying to be a man trying to play Denzel in Training Day. I think.
So you think Caitlyn Jenner should win Best Female Athlete or Actress or Best Male Actor? Like let's say Caitlyn Jenner pursues like a whole let's say Caitlyn Jenner pursues a whole acting career and really gets like she knocks out the fucking part. Like does she get nominated as?
Who get a role as a female, so she would get Best Actress.
Yeah, she would get Best Actress. That would make sense.
Fire Squad by yourself.
I think that's where the line gets blurred. But I can't speak for the other Good Noodles, but at least me, I support the LGBTQ plus community.
Oh, absolutely, I support
it. It is very, very close.
I want to add to this, right? Please do not get on here trying to bash us. We are just simple men with opinions. You know, I'd rather you just.
No, I'm not simple.
I'd rather you just educate us. Like, get on the comment section and say, "Hey, look, you mentioned this, but this is what it really is." And X, Y, Z.
Tell us.
Don't bash me. Just educate me. Just
don't think that because we spoke about it on this episode, we won't bring it up again. Like if there's someone that's watching and you want to come on the show and talk about it again, fucking let us know. Come on the show and fucking talk to us about your thoughts. If you're against it, talk to us. Like if you are against everything we're saying and everything that the LGBTQ plus community represents, but you don't want to out yourself, hit us up. We will speak on your behalf based on what you're saying, and we'll go from there just to offer.
Yeah, if it's negative, Adam will speak on it.
So it's again, this podcast was designed to speak to the masses, to speak to everybody, not necessarily to represent everybody, but at least to speak to everybody and to reach a lot of different demographics and a lot of different people. So we're hoping that this reaches you. We're hoping that in 100 episodes from now, y'all don't dig this one up and then Mel gets indicted for something or whatever the case. I support everyone and who they want to be, as long as you're not a child molester or a sexual predator. I support a lot of
racist, rapists,
or murderers,
child predators. Like,
you can't say murder.
If you're like a bad person by like normal.
If you're just a bad person, I don't support you. But if you're,
I don't support Mel. I don't support Mel.
That's messed up.
So we went over a lot of things, a lot of topics. As you can see, we clearly don't agree on everything. So please don't ever come on the show thinking we all just gonna have one mindset and it's just gonna be a one-track mind talking about the same thing. This show was designed for what you're seeing right now. Debate. It was gonna make you think. It might make you cry. So with that being said, anybody got any last minute thoughts?
I'm really leaning into what Willie said. If you are of different gender and would like to come on the show to bring a different perspective and a different viewpoint, please feel bold enough to hit us up and say, hey, I would like to be on you guys' show. I would love to see it.
Different gender or sexual orientation.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Everybody. If there's something y'all want to talk about and you feel like you really
support all y'all, man.
If you want to elaborate on something, if you're a business owner, whatever the case may be, hit us up and we will definitely get you on the show and you guys can come and say whatever it is that you need to say and then we'll talk about it. We invite everyone to the Good Noodles podcast.
Yes, sir.
Except Sinkfield.
Yeah,
Sinkfield can't come on until episode 7.
All right, man. So with that being said, once again, it's been an amazing episode. We laughed, we cried, we yelled. People got roasted, even though it wasn't in public. All right. Make sure y'all like, share, follow, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your family, tell your dog, tell your cat. Everybody can listen. With that being said, Good Noodles family, we out of here.
Yeah. Fellas, before we take off, my segment to end it off is how you know she's the one. So for me, how you know she's the one, fellas, is if you had a long day, you've been out cheating, but she's understanding and she sleeps on it.
Damn.
So that you sleep in the bed and think about everything you done did on that day. And that's how you know she's the one. She's willing to sleep on the couch and let you sleep in the bed to think about everything you did today. Because at the end of the day, we all know if you cheated, it's her fault. She didn't do what she was supposed to do.
Oh, what?
Bro, that just describes you and Isaac's relationship. You can't make him sleep on the couch.
All right. Let me stop playing. Let me stop playing.
Let me stop playing. I'm doing it right. I don't want to be in the spirit.
Right.
No, we keeping that shit.
Fellas.
Say you're...